important events for us because that's the first live shot we're doing with more than one person. We always done this like for, I don't know, we've done like 50 or 60 interviews already in the past 2-3 months. And here we go, we've got Luke with us. And here we go. Hi, Luke.
Oh, hi, Meir. Jeepers. Okay, super, man.
Oh, good. You are here. It's good. We are very happy to see you. So I was just starting to say that it's our first interview with more than one person, and we're actually starting a show. So just do this thing of a show, you know? So let's start with each one of you just saying a few words about yourself, so the audience can get to know you, and then you can start and ask me questions, and I will not answer, and we'll see how it's going. So, Steph, where do you start?
All right. Well, I am Steph Mariani, and I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. And what I do is I connect people with their audience using music, right?
Oh, wow.
So we're in a global crisis, so a lot of people don't know how to present themselves online. They do offline, but I work with people in both arenas, but helping you to get personally congruent and authentic, so you can transfer that message to people so they know that you care. And that's what makes you stand out to other people. So that's what I do.
I love it. And you're an artist, and artist has a special place in society because artists dream the dream for everyone else to follow. Without artists, there will be no future. So it's really, really important and special. So yeah, well done.
Thank you. And artists are really lost right now because we can't get on stage and perform. So we have to find new outlets. So yeah.
And we have people that saying hi to you. Ray, say hi to you and to Andrew and to everyone else.
Hey, Ray.
And Swapna.
Yeah. To share in the meantime, if you didn't share yet on your Facebook, so that people can see you live.
Yes, please share. Andrew, tell us about you.
Hi, so I'm based in London, and I've been working in digital marketing most of my career. Well, initially marketing and then digital marketing. And well, recently, so I've been focusing on big brands and delivering agency services for global brands. And recently, I've been helping entrepreneurs and SMEs to develop some marketing strategies for the time, and to help people generate new leads and new sales for their business. So it's a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding to be able to help people. You know, when they see some new leads and coming in, it's exciting, very exciting.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Okay, Luke. Hello, Luke.
Hey.
Where are you now, Luke?
I'm in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful city. Very, very happy here.
Nice. So tell us about you. You are God's friend. That's very important.
Yes, yeah. So Meir's son Gal, I'm a friend of his. And I moved to Amsterdam in March last year, and I've started a company here. And we're setting up a distribution company for a South African product range called Macroorganics. And it's predominantly what I'm focusing at the moment in the turf industry. So it's for sports turf. It treats the soil profile, remediate the soil profile with oxygen and microorganisms. So yeah, really brilliant product, and it's very exciting. But in the startup phase, so it's got its challenges. But yeah, it's been wonderful, and it's my venture at the moment.
Nice, I love it. Well done. I love it. Shemaya, I know you.
I know you too for quite a while. And my life has been totally incredible. I met Meir 7 years ago. I had lots of things happening, and now I'm a completely new level of assistance. My business is organized to monetize, and I'm very excited to helping businesses, especially now, grow their company, overcome the challenges that they're facing, and future-proof their business so that what's haven't been happening to them won't happen again.
Wow, nice, very nice. Okay, good. So, hi everyone, and I'm here to answer questions and to give you viewpoints that different than what you are used to. So whatever I will tell you today, you will see it's different than what you are used to. So anyone that joining this show, join only if you are willing to have a totally brand new look in life. I'm ready to shoot first. First question.
Right. Well, I'll go first. One of the
you saved the day.
Just been in your coaching classes. I think one of the very first things you stepped in to address, which I took on in my life that you addressed, was doubt. And doubt is and sort of the general question mark in life. If you have that question mark inside of yourself, then it just multiplies into multiple different areas in your life. So you're constantly questioning, and with that questioning, you don't really progress as fast as you could be if you didn't have that question mark and you could go with certainty. So at the moment, a question mark is where I find my level of doubt is when I'm trying to predict the response of a person in the marketplace. So my doubt is not it's not a doubt associated to self-worth or integrity or ability. It's not that. It's there's still an element of chance. But I want to have a little bit more confidence. I know that there's more confidence to be had in the pool of confidence. And so that's my question mark. How to develop that predictability that you speak about, where you walk in with purity, knowing that you can already see the result.
Yeah, the problem is the answer is in the question. For as long as you try to predict, you already define yourself as an effect. So you don't predict what the other person doing, but you create what he will do. You don't predict the future, you create the future. For as long as you try to predict, basically you say, he's God and I'm here a puppet hoping to hit correctly what he wants to do. It will never happen. And if it happens, it's by chance.
Okay.
You don't predict the future, you create the future. You say it's like that, and without any need for confirmation, you go and it happened. The moment that you need a confirmation, you're gone. You're lost.
But then so in fact, you're not, if I can just clarify that, you're saying that you're not measuring the expected result because you're sort of bypassing it, knowing that it will be there, but you're not looking at it to measure your ability.
It's almost not knowing it will be there. You know that you will put it there. You're not the effect, you're cause. If you think that it will be there, so it might be there and might not. You really have to get the mindset or the viewpoint that any second that happened, it happened only because you say that there will be another second. And if you stop saying that there will be another second, there will not be another second. And what will be in that second is totally under your control. Now, how do you learn how to do that? That's obviously the question, because everything around you tell you you're an effect, you're an effect, you're an effect. If you want to go somewhere, you need to take your body and go to the car and sit in the car and drive somewhere to talk to someone.
Yeah.
So you're an effect. But you already know because you are in the seminars, but you know that actually a person create, or the spirit create, by decision alone. You create by decision alone, and you go away from that the moment that you have doubt. Now, how can I prove that it's your decision? Because what is a doubt? A doubt is force counter force, yes? The one force is you, and the counter force is anything. Now, if pushing, it would be doubt. Get that?
But you're pushing because there's something that you desire, you want, right? That's why there's a push.
You're pushing because you did not decide that you're cause. If I push against you, we both are affect. But if there is a problem like that, and I'm not sure, and I stop pushing, you can try to push until tomorrow. There will not be a push. There will not be a problem. Did you notice that if you have a problem, let's say you have headache, and that's a big problem, you have headache, and someone come and shoot you, did you notice that the headache goes away?
Well, I haven't been shot, but I can imagine so.
But you understand the idea, yeah? You understand the idea. The problem is that as long as you push against it, which means you create it.
But I mean,
So
let's
what-
use the headache example as an example. Sorry, you know, I haven't come to that point where I can switch off the pain of a headache due to not resisting that pressure or that force that you're saying, to disappear from the game of that force.
True.
Because that sounds yeah, that's superhero stuff. So you now
That's super normal.
I don't doubt. I believe the abilities there. I'm just for some reason I'm the time to get there.
Superhero is what you're doing. Superhero is what you're doing. Why? Because you take the spirit that is unbelievable powerful, and you convince the spirit that headache can stop you. That's superhero. That's a lot of effort.
Okay.
Because the no headache is the normal thing, and the headache is the abnormal thing.
Yeah.
So the superhero thing is like to create a headache for nothingness, the spirit.
Yeah.
So what do I mean?
Yeah. You're saying I only believe it then because I'm just well programmed believing it.
You have to put it there. If you have headache right now and there is something and someone's starting to shoot outside, for a short period there will be no headache. Why? Because let's say something happened. Let's say something happened. For that short period, when you stop creating the headache will stop.
Yeah.
So when you took your attention off the headache, the headache stopped.
Yeah.
You putting the headache there, but you don't want to admit it because most people problem is that they have too little problems.
So then I imagine my life as a seesaw of like going between cause and effect, and sort of going causative, and then being the effect, and then going, oh, I'm effect, and so change to cause, and in some way there's this sort of to and fro game that I'm going in, sort of self-belief and self-realization. Then I guess.
Yeah, what's going on right now is, for as long as you don't know, you will be the effect of the situation. So if you don't know how to drive a car, you will be the effect of the car, yes? If you don't know anything about, electricity, you will be the effect of electricity, yes? But the moment that you start to learn about it, the moment that you gain knowledge about it, and eventually get to knowingness, you will be total cause over it. So the first step, obviously,
is to learn.
Is to gain knowledge. The first step is to gain knowledge, to understand that it is possible, that actually I am the boss. Actually, I do know. Actually, what really the problem is that I'm creating the problem. Now, once you realize that, once you entertain the opposite of what anyone told you up to now, everyone told you up to now that headache is just some chemical that come around and give you a headache, and everyone told you now that the body is your boss, and everyone told you now to bow every morning to the body and give it food and get it at night. Don't forget to bow to the body at night, put it to sleep, and don't forget to be the slave to the body. Yeah. And I'm telling you, you are the boss. The body is the slave. And not only the body is a slave, the whole physical universe is your slave, if you so wish.
Yeah.
But
So how do you,
I mean, that's incredible, right? I mean, that's an incredible, that's almost so, and especially in line with saying that you're perfect, because if you become causative and you're perfect, then you're God. And so that means that the design then that you see, like literally the fabric and the structure of society is completely in your hands to manipulate. But because you're perfect, it's heaven on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just mind blowing. That's mind blowing.
It is mind blowing, and it's actually once you start to move even a little bit in understanding, your whole life change.
Yeah.
Everything, a little bit of understanding.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly happening like that for me so far. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Shemaya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, how specifically would you say that this applies to business? Like Andrew is an amazing digital marketer. He's growing, he's expanding. I know Steph is launching like in a completely, in a different way because she's an performer. And of course, that's not possible right now. These same principles, how do you apply them to growing a business and generating the income?
Okay, I'll explain. So the first thing we need to know is that doubt, what you feel as a doubt, is actually a result of something that I call fake realities. Fake reality is a piece of information you are 100% sure is true, but when you use it, it doesn't bring the expected result. So now from the one hand, you've got this fake reality, and on the other hand, you've got the spirit, and the spirit knows, and this is a lie. And what you do, you, the spirit now, need to keep the lie alive. So instead of looking forward, you're always looking backward. You keep the lie alive. So you will see that for the moment that you stop looking at the past, the moment that you stop putting any attention on the past, will be the moment that things will go forward. You'll see that when things are going forward is simply because for a millisecond, you put your attention on now, not on the future, on now.
And that's so important, but why is that so hard to do? Like, it's the most rational thing in the world, but why as human beings is that so difficult?
Because from the age of 0 and everything around you tells you that the past is important. What you see around you is sum of all the past. What you see around you is past. You never see now. Do you understand that what you see around you, you actually don't see? Do you understand that there is a distance between you and the world? And because there is a distance between you and the world, by the time you saw the world, you saw the past world, not the right world right now. So you're dealing every single moment with the past.
Okay, so give me an example of, just so I can understand it, of experiencing now.
Experiencing now? Did you ever had an emergency, like major emergency?
Yeah.
Yes. If you had an emergency, you saw that you've done things that you would never imagine that you could do.
Like this. Go.
Exactly. It just happened. That's to be now. When someone put a gun to your head, you are now. Believe me, you don't think about last week. You don't think about the problem you had with your mom 60 years ago. You don't think about this guy that did whatever he did. You are now. You don't worry about money. You don't worry about anything. You now creating something out of nothing.
Okay. Thank you for that. Now, my next question is, can you get into that state when you're happy?
Of course.
Into your head.
Actually, an emergency is the only time that you are happy. It's the only time that you're alive. Any other times you're not really alive, because any other time you're just breathing and you're going towards death. You're progressing towards dying. The only time that something happens is when it's dangerous, when there's an excitement, when there's something that you need to do, when you need to jump, when you do bungee jumping, when there's this new guy or new girl that you're after, when there's new business, when there's new guy that you need to close or deal that you need to close. This is when you're alive.
Okay, so it's not just when you're in a state of an emergency. It's actually when you're in a state of bliss.
Let's define emergency.
Oh,
emergency is a moment of heightened willingness. When you have high willingness, there is very little past. It's a moment of heightened willingness. When you are willing, you are in emergency, because in emergency you're just willing more. So when you are willing, there is no barriers, which means there is no past, and everything is possible.
Okay, so if you wake up every morning and you put your feet on the ground and you go, I am excited.
Nothing will happen. Oh. Why? Because it's fake. Because someone told you that you need to say,
no.
Not you. If you need to say, I'm excited. If you wake up every morning and you produce 70 results before you open the left eyes, and you produce another 20 results when you open the right eyes, now you are alive. But if you need to say, I'm excited, and then you need your coffee, and then you open WhatsApp, and you look at the messages, and you think this guy is stupid, and you think this guy is stupider, and then you are not. To be willing is a state that everything is moving. There is production all the time. There is result. When you sleep, when you awake, the result is happening. The bank account, if you are after money, is count. If you are Jewish, is counting. If not, never mind.
Like money too.
The bank account is pumping, and things is happening. This is when you're alive. It's not when you wake up and you need to tell yourself, I'm excited. If you need to tell yourself you're excited, you are not.
Okay, so I just want to explain. Okay, so when I wake up in the morning, I live in Hawaii. Like, I literally feel that when I wake up in the morning.
That's good.
I do, and I still need to.
That's wonderful.
Is that, and to me, it's connected with like my measure of gratitude, right? So I'm actually
define for me gratitude, because I don't know this word.
I am so happy that I woke up this morning. I'm breathing. I'm in a beautiful place. I have a family.
Thanking someone, kind of thing. You happy because
just being aware, like having a state of well-being because of everything that you have.
Because what you have.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you something that you don't like to hear. Yes.
Go for it.
If you're happy with what you have a problem.
Well, like grateful.
Not grateful. Grateful. Are you grateful for yourself? Grateful is an effect. I'm not grateful for anyone. I'm creating, and I'm making other people have so much, and I'm creating so much, and I'm not grateful for anyone, and I'm not expecting gratefulness from anyone. What I am expecting is, I know that everyone is as perfect as me, and everyone can produce as much as me, and everyone can be 10 times bigger and smarter than me. And because of that, I'm not grateful. I'm after the next target. If I'm grateful, what does it mean to be grateful? Is to say, oh, thank you, God, or thank you, someone, for giving it to me. And it's not me. But if it is me, are you grateful for yourself? It cannot be grateful for myself. Grateful is for someone else.
That answered my question that I had. Thank you.
Yeah, does it make sense? I'm not after being an effect. I'm cause, and I'm not grateful.
Okay.
Because I'm making everyone else so perfect, and the only thing that I'm doing, I'm actually saying, for other people, you are amazing as much as me, because otherwise I cannot be amazing. The only way for me to be amazing is for everyone else to be amazing. Only way for me to be clever is for everyone else to be clever, because if I'm clever alone, probably I'm stupid. Why? Because I may be clever by some definition, but how do we measure cleverness? The agreement that gets created.
I don't know. I make myself laugh all the time by myself.
That's wonderful. That's good. Yes, I do that too. Yeah,
that's too. Artist, right? So like, I still have this very childlike mind, and But this is really interesting. This is a different point of view than I've ever considered, and thank you for explaining that to me.
You're very welcome. Yeah, it's very different, and it's very. You have to decide: are you cause or are you effect? Are you creating or are you being created? Are you thanking someone for your future or are you making your future? Is the result yours or are they someone else? And if they are yours, you don't thank yourself. You don't go around and say, I have a hand, I have a hand, I have a hand, because you have a hand. You only say that you want something when you don't have it. You don't say, oh, thank God I have a hand, I have a hand, I have a hand. You don't do that. But you probably say, not you, but generally people will say, oh, thank God we have food, let's say, because they're worried that they couldn't. But if you know that, you don't say, thank God we have air, because it's kind of obvious and you know you can create it. So the only thing that I will say is I'm the creator of everything, good, bad, different. Everything is me. Everything. Every good thing is me. Every bad thing is me. And not only every good thing and bad thing that happened to me, but for anyone around me. That's my viewpoint.
Very cool. Andrew, I know you had some really great questions that you wanted to ask Meir.
Well, I'm very intrigued, Meir, and I want to thank you for your time and your giving. And I've watched some of your Facebook lives, and I love the Facebook live that you talked about loving the customer.
Yeah,
I really hit home with me, and I love your different view. And I'd like to ask you something that I feel has been holding me back in some ways. And I always think, like, I begin to think it's in the theta brain, the theta time 0 to 7 or 1 to 7, and I'm wondering, is that what I use as an excuse to hold?
I didn't understand. Can you repeat again?
Yeah, the formative years of your life.
Yes.
When maybe you have some factors around you that aren't positive. And how to overcome those?
Okay. So, when the only problem a person have is his percentage of reliance on the past. I can say that the thing that is most problematic with people is their reliance on experience. And it sounds weird, but if I was relying on experience, or if mankind was relying on experience, we will never have a cell phone. We'll never have an airplane, because the experience says it's impossible, yes?
Yeah.
So the only time, every time there's an improvement, is someone said, the hell with experience. Flat earth? No, round. There is someone that said, the hell with experience. Now, the more you stuck on the definition of the word insanity, most people think that the definition of the word insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I'm sure you heard that, yes? That's not the definition of insanity. That's the definition of tenacity. That's tenacity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is tenacity. If you have children, you know that. Go to the shower, go to the shower, go to the shower, go to the shower, 3 hours. Then they go to the shower and you need another 3 hours. Get out of the shower, get out of the shower, yes? That's tenacity, yes? Insanity is actually attention stuck in the past. Attention stuck in the past. The more your attention is on the past, the worse you are. So how do you get out of it? By understanding the definition of the word success. Success is the sum of all validated improvements. Now, what can you improve? What improvement do you have? Those things that you created. If someone else created the improvement, you cannot validate it. So anything that you don't create, which means anything from the past or anything from someone else, it cannot contribute to your success, because the only thing that you can actually validate is your improvement. Yes. So success is you have an improvement and improvement and improvement and improvement and improvement and improvement and improvement. And one day you say, oh, I know how to play guitar. But if you try to learn how to play guitar and you say, oh, this is bad, 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 you will not go to the point where you know how to play guitar.
Yeah.
Anything in life, success is the sum of validated improvement, which means that if you want to bring success, you have to get over the idea that the past has anything to do with you. The past has nothing to do with you, because the only way for me to do the next word is I am in present time. I'm doing the next thing. Because if I'm stuck in the past, I will not do it. And I will not be successful. I will stop. That's why most people will not be able to complete anything that they take on. If it is a diet, if it is playing an instrument, if it is starting a business, because the moment that they're hitting the problems, they're concentrating on the problems and they don't see the improvements. But if you see the improvements and you ignore the problems and you see only the improvement and you say, it's me, only me and nothing but me. It's no one else, because I also take the failures, yes? So it's me. And if you allow everyone else to have the same viewpoint, that anything that happened with them, all the good, not the bad not, only all the good that happened with them, it's them and only them and nothing but them. And if you can give that, if you can see people as big as that, you will see that people will improve, you will improve, and anyone around you will improve. And it have to start with you. You have to know that you are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you. And you have to know that everyone else is perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not them. And when you can separate them, you, the perfect, and the actions that are not perfect, you will see that nothing will stop you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So how do I convince myself? How do I convince myself I'm perfect?
Very simple. You need to learn who is you. If I'll ask you, who is you? How would you define you?
Well, that's an interesting point, because I define myself by the success that I try to get from my customers.
Okay, so if I have a car, or if my customer have a car, it's me. His car is me.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah. So it's nice to say that, but it's not really you. You understand? If that customer died, did you die? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you understand? So you are not the success of the customer. Maybe your result, what you measure yourself according to is the success of your customers.
Yeah.
But you are not the success of your customers, because if you cut half of the success, nothing happened to you. Yes?
Yeah.
You can still create, like if I take Apple, and let's say 20 customers of Apple hate iPhone, and they break the iPhone. So there's no success with Apple customers. Apple, the owners of Apple don't really have something that happened to them. Yes? So who are you? Because if you cannot define who are you, you will see that you will not be able to fix something that you don't know what it is. Like we couldn't fix the atoms before we discovered the atom, yes?
Yeah.
It's very much similar to that. If you don't know who are you, how can you improve you?
Yeah. So I obviously I know I can say this in who am I as that definition for, like, in a business sense, and then obviously who am I for my family, and who am I for my children, and
So you're basically telling me you've got different beingness or different hats that you're wearing. You wear a hat of a father, and a hat of a consultant, and a hat of a marketer, but that's not who you are. That's your hat. It's your hat.
Mm-hmm.
You see that. You are not. When I ask what hats do you wear, you will tell me I'm wearing different hats. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a philanthropist, I'm I don't know, many things, yes? And I'm sure you have many, many more things, yes? But who are you? That question is very important to anyone, because before you have that answer clearly, like more clear than what you see me right now on the screen, whatever you will do, you may improve the result for your customers, which is very good. You may improve your children. Me right now on the screen. The question is, will you be able to improve you? Because all those things is the result of you. You bring it about. So actually, if you improve you, you will see that everything else around you improve automatically. Did you notice that if you have a good day and you feel that you are much better, everything else around you just magically become more magical?
Yeah.
So the source is you. And if we cannot define who is you, there will be no improvement. Mm-hmm. So who is you? That's the question.
That is a big question. I'm going to need to think about that.
Okay, good. So let me help with that, okay? Because I think it's important for everyone, not only for you. Do you agree, and this is I will ask everyone, and also the people on the chat, do you agree that the smallest number in this universe is 2? Have a look. Do you agree the smallest number in this universe is 2? If not, what it is? What is the smallest number in this universe?
I would say 2, just because I've actually been to your classes, so I won't talk further.
Yes. So what is the smallest number in this universe, you think? Try. Just a number. Just a number. What's the smallest? 0. Nice. Frida. Nice. 0. Okay, what's the smallest number in this universe? Smallest number in this universe, in the physical universe. The smallest number in this universe is actually 2, and I will prove it to you. In this universe, there is no plus without minus. There is no force without counterforce. There is no big without small. There is no beautiful without ugly. You cannot have anything less than 2 in this universe. And even if you say -1, there must be a +1. And if you say 0 is in relationship to infinity, there is no anything that, and actually 0, if you look from one side of this universe to the other side, you will not find 1 0, nothingness. You will not find nothingness in this universe. The smallest number in this universe is 2. Now, why is it so important? Because if the smallest number in this universe is 2, it means that the component parts of anything in this universe is 2. It's composed of 2s, many, 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 many 2s. Does it make sense? Yeah? So it means that what created the 2 is not composed of 2. If this is composed of 2s, what created the 2 cannot be composed of 2s. You understand why? Because this universe started at one point, and because it started at one point, it means that started was not here before. Yes? When I say started, when I say the iPhone started in 2007, let's say, it means it was not here before. So this universe started at one point, and it seems like it's going on and on and on. Time keeping going. So before, what happened before this universe was not this universe. You get that? So this universe is composed of 2s. So you can say that you, the creator of this universe, or if you are the creator of this universe, you are this thing that's not composed of 2, that can create any 2. So you, by your decision alone, can bring about anything, headache or no headache, profit or loss, or anything else. And that's why you can see that you can take the same business, you give it to one person and it's a disaster, and you give it to another person and it's amazing. Why? Because that you, the nothingness that can bring something out of nothing, can turn the something into whatever he wants. And a person that don't have that viewpoint cannot turn the something into what he wants. So anything you do should be actually in the direction of improving this thing that is you. And otherwise, you'll see that most people learn a lot and do a lot of things in this universe with the end result of no success. Why people are not successful? Because they're working on the wrong problem. The problem is not the physical universe. You don't need to learn how to market. You don't need to learn how to deliver. You don't need to learn all of these things. Nothing wrong to learn this thing as a game, but that will not take you to the next level. It will not break the glass ceiling. And you see that everyone have this glass ceiling that they don't break because they're handling the wrong problem. The problem is not, it's never what you think the problem is. Because if you knew what the problem is, the problem would be solved.
That makes sense, actually.
I like that.
So you need to handle you, and the handling of you has to do with understanding the thing that is a nothingness, which is the spirit. The spirit is actually a nothingness that has one ability, to bring to bring something out of nothing. And once you really get that, once you really understand the mechanism, at least at the level that you understand the mechanism of the physical universe, you'll see that things will improve for you. And it's quite fascinating to see that people know a lot of laws, physical laws. I can ask any person about physical laws and they will tell me gravity, Ohm law, many, many laws. But if I ask them one spiritual law, one, show, prove one spiritual law, no way. Yet the spirit is the boss. They didn't even, before I say that right now, I don't know about anyone that can actually define that the spirit is this thing that is not composed of two. That's the definition of the word spirit. The thing that's not composed of two is the spirit. The thing that cannot compose of two, that can create twos. And once you really get it, you understand that this is what you need to work on. And you understand why I'm so saying so much that you are cause. And no, nothing. It's just your cause. You bringing out everything. It's you. Nothing happened to you because you, the spirit, bring something. So anything that happened to you in a weird way, even bad things, is something that you considered, sometimes crazily, that you want. It helps you. You know that one of the definitions of the word sin is this thing that you do in an effort to resolve a problem. Every sin you ever done, you try to resolve a problem.
Yeah.
So it actually helps you. Everything good or bad that happened to you helps you because you bring it about. Now, if you are willing to say that it's you gain control over it. And if not, it becomes your past and it starts to kill you. So the only thing that kills you is those things that you are not willing to say, it's me. My mom did something bad to me, it's me. For as long as you blame her, she will be wrong. You will be right, but not successful. So success and rightness do not go together. Success and creativeness go together. That's why artists are so amazing, because they create almost on automatic, you can say. They're much closer to a spiritual state than me and you if we are not artists.
So can I ask a question about that?
Of course.
Because earlier I said, as an artist, I feel very childlike, and like children seem like they're closer to that state of being present.
Yeah.
Something about as we get older, what is happening?
So this is the beginning, and this is the end. Okay. And here you've got past. The more you accumulate past, the further from you are. So you are as dead as you accumulate past.
I'm more dead now. That's why.
No, but the accumulation of past is just a consideration. It's not time. I didn't say you're as dead as you accumulate time. As you accumulate past. So accumulation of past. If you blame someone else, you accumulate past. But if you're a children don't blame people. There's something happened to them. They fight with someone. They cry 2 seconds, and then they become friends again. It's not a problem. Adult, they fight with someone. It's 20 years before they say hello again. They accumulate past. Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't say accumulate time. I say accumulate past.
So it's what you hold on to.
Exactly. If you hold on to, you have past, and you get wrinkles and you get problems and you start to look ugly and all kind of problems. But if at the moment that one of these past goes away, your face lights, you start to look better. Everything seems amazing just by this thing that you got rid of some past. And that's exactly what I'm teaching, how to get rid of your past, because who can get rid of your past? You, because you are holding to it. The moment that you stop pushing, bingo, you don't have past.
So how do you stop pushing?
You learn who you are. You learn who you are, and how do you learn who you are? It's actually quite fascinating. There is a specific way to eliminate past. There is a way to eliminate past that is so powerful that once you realize what it is, the past, you can take pieces of the past and remove them, and you can see that you remove them in the face change in front of the person, and the energy change. And you see people all of a sudden don't need to sleep, and they just want to create, and they have this excitement of a 3 years old that's going to have a birthday tomorrow. They have this willingness go to the sky, and the barriers go to zero, and you get this thing that's called happiness. What is happiness? The overcoming of those barriers. When you climb the mountain, not when you go to the top of the mountain, when you manage to do this piece, not when you're doing it. When you're doing it, it's easy. Already you're doing it. It's not happiness. This is the machinery now. It is when you, wow, I managed to close this deal. That's when I'm happy. But if the deal is easy, then it's nothing. You don't close the deal. You took the order. It's different. But if the deal was difficult, and you managed to engineer it in such a way, and you came up with these 50,000 ideas, and you made it go right, now you are happy. But if you go 8 to 5 to work, and you do the same thing, and you hope for the best, and you complain, and you rely on your past, and everyone is to blame, you are miserable. You are dead. The body moving, but you are dead. Why? Because you're stuck in the past. You don't create any future. You are stuck in the past. You are insane, and you create no future. And you will see that when people have no past, everyone will have them. You take a child, and a child is 5 years old, and he goes to the street, and he's in the street, 50,000 people would jump to give him food and water and whatever he wants. Why? Because he has no past. So he's beautiful. So everyone loves him. And you take artists again, and they sing, and at that moment there is no past because they are so amazing. They're creating, and no one knows them, but everyone is willing to get married to them at that second, and they become beautiful because there's no past. What makes you ugly, what kills you, is your past, not the time. Not your time on this planet kills you. The past kills you.
That just get over anything in the past. Like, just do it.
There's a method to do it. There's a method to do it, and it's not exactly the time to teach it right now. But there's a method to delete anything from the past. And the more you learn it, the more you gain control over it, and the younger you get. I can tell you, I that know me, People that know me can tell you, I don't sleep more than, I don't know, 3 hours a day. I handle thousands of communication per week, thousands. There is never someone that, there's no situation when I'm not available. I do every day. I have seminars every day. I'm running 24 businesses. I have at least one wife that I know of. No, I'm joking. I have a full-time wife, and I have 3 kids, and I dance almost every day of the week, and I play keyboard and guitar, and I sing, and I do kite surfing, and I do many more things, and I have too much time. Why? Because I create it. Because I will never, ever, ever admit that someone other than me hit me. If someone hit me, it's me. If I lost something, it's me. Everything that happened, I never holding to the past. It's not them, it's not him, it's not anyone, it's me. And that's what I expect from everyone else. That's how I see everyone else. And that's why I see them as perfect, because whatever happened to them, it's them. So it's perfect. This is what they want. Beautiful. And that's different.
Meir, can I ask you another question? By saying everything is me, and earlier the question around gratitude, I think many people, certainly myself, growing up in a religious home and a Christian home, saying thanks and gratitude was mental. And then there's the idea of God. So what is your relationship with your oneness, I guess, with God?
Okay, so number one, the first thing is I don't believe, because believe is a temporary thing. If I say I believe that there is God, it's mean like now I believe, and from I don't believe. I know there is God.
Okay.
100%, no question. There is God. 100%. There is no question about it. Why? Because this something comes from nothing, and this nothingness is the creator. And I don't care who you want to call your God, but there is a creator. Okay? So if you're Jewish, is your God, and if you're Christian, is your God, and if you are whatever. But there is a God. On that we agree for sure. I can also say for sure that the Bible is very, very, very 100% right. Why? Because it brought us to here. Thousands and thousands, millions of people were relying on this Bible, and it brought us to here. It helped us somehow to overcome all the dangerous situation before we had science.
Yeah.
It brought us to it, so it must be right. And it must be so right that it got us through the points where when we didn't have technology, we managed because of this level of ethics that the Bible brought us. Okay? It got us to be, we had such level of ethics and such level of integrity that we could overcome problems just by us being together and could trust each other. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Good.
The only problem that I see with religion is when people start to interpret it for the members. When my rabbi start to tell me what to think, this is not religion anymore. I need to read the Bible, and I need to see how I understand it, and the rabbi can help me with understanding it, and can give me ideas, and can give me different viewpoints. But I need to decide what is right for me, because if I cannot decide what's right for me, I lost everything. I cannot create anymore. Now, how powerful you are. God made you in his image. And it's regardless if you believe in God or not, you must be very powerful if you can create so much. Do you know how I know that people are so powerful? look how much effort it takes to keep them in check. They create so many problems to themselves because they're so powerful. This is how powerful people are. You want to know how powerful they are? Look how much effort it takes to keep them in check. So regardless if you are religious or not, the only problem with religion is the interpretation of God. Because if there's one Bible, like the Jewish Bible, yes, there's one Jewish Bible, but there's more or less 2,000 different kinds of Judaism. Now, one thing I know for sure, God was not confused when he wrote the Bible. He meant one thing. He was not in doubt. It's probably us that reading it that are in doubt. So if there is 2,000 viewpoints on the Bible, at least 1,999 are wrong, probably all the 2,000.
Yeah.
The problem is not the Bible. The problem is that the interpretation. How do you know that something is wrong? When someone doesn't allow you to have your own viewpoint on the subject.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you on that point, and I think we certainly have strayed far from the truth when it comes to religious behavior and sort of dogma and what. My question was your relationship. How do you understand? And the reason why I'm saying that is because earlier you said everything's me, everything's me, everything's me, so you're taking full responsibility, which I admire. But how do you is there any translation to having that sense that I think Steph spoke about regarding just feeling in awe with the majesty of, because I get this feeling sometimes, and now I'm trying to understand if that's a delusional or something, to have this sort of feeling of absolute awe with how brilliant this whole game is. You know, how fascinatingly orchestrated it is, just through my mind's sort of thoughts and what you're preaching now in terms of how I need to think to create my future. I mean, it's so amazing that I feel compelled to feel wowed. And so if I'm feeling wowed, then I'm going, well, I'm not sure if I should be feeling wowed, if it's just the way it is.
Yeah. So you're feeling wowed about yourself because it's you that created that. And because you are the God of your own universe, and you don't expect anyone to, if you're really God, you don't expect anyone to feel wow about you.
No, absolutely.
So God don't expect to feel wow. Someone that is really, 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 really good, don't expect people to applaud him. His applause is enough. How do you know that you become you when your applause is the only applause that you need?
Yeah. So it is maybe the only
applause that you need, you are God.
But are we applauding us? Am I applauding myself then? Is that actually what's going on?
Of course, what you're creating is amazing, and you will have it for as long as you will recognize that what everyone else creating is amazing. Because what most people in the physical universe, they say, look how good I am, and what they mean is look how stupid everyone is. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about look how amazing I am, and look how amazing they are. When both happen, that's when you are you. But most people, when they say I'm right, what they actually mean is you are wrong.
That was a wonderful thing that happened to me and doing your courses, was just that very, very simple. It's just to love, to see everyone else as perfect as yourself is really the definition of love. And then this idea that you're also one with the Creator, that you are of the same essence. I mean, those are the first two laws from Noah, from Moses. And I think that by doing that, it's not that you're not elevating yourself. You're actually dismantling everything by doing it. You're actually dismantling love.
Exactly.
You're actually leaving the world of trying to admire or not admire or be in a position of admiration. You're actually leaving and departing that whole world and becoming a instrument of love.
Yeah.
So a creator, becoming a creator.
Yeah, the actual definition of the word love is actually quite fascinating. My definition of the word love is the urge to be together for no reason at all. Because if there is a reason, it's not love, it's a business deal. If I'm with you because you look good, it's a business deal. You give me the look, I give you the whatever. I give you my look, yes. but it's a business deal. You give me, I give you. But I love my children for no reason at all, even before they're born. I love my children even if they shoot me. I love them. That will not change because it's for no reason at all. And that's love. And everything else is ownership. So people think, well, I fall in love with you, so now I own you. And they even make agreement that now I own you. You are my wife. You are my husband. I'm owning you. No, that's not love. Love is the opposite. Love is the urge to be together for no reason at all, which means I want you to, my purpose is to maximize your ability. Not to get something from you, but to make you so big that basically you don't need me because you want to be with me for no reason. If you need me, it's for reason, then you will not love me. And that's why you see that people that you really love are people that make you bigger, not smaller.
Yeah.
They make themselves, they make you so big so they don't need you. And so if they really love you, they stay with you. And if not, they throw you away. So you know they didn't love you to start with. You want to know who is someone? Look how he's treating someone that he doesn't need anymore. You know if he actually loves or not. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very, I know it's different. I know it's like, what? It's not what you told me. I know. But everything I'm saying, and that's the good thing and the bad thing, is something that gets you to look, is it real for you? Does it make sense for you? You have to forget to put aside all the fake realities and to look in a new unit of time and to decide, does it make sense to you? If it makes sense to you and you make it your own, it's not mine, it's yours, because I'm just describing what's going on. And if you can make it yours, you will see that your life will automatically improve without doing anything. Just by doing this switch, boom, your life will improve.
Yeah, thank you. That's great.
Absolutely. I've seen that happening in ways I can't even describe. Whether it was health, business, marriage, every area has improved just by learning to look and to seeing the difference between truth and fake realities.
Yeah.
And to continue to create.
Yeah. You know, the definition of the word clever is my definition of the word clever is an interesting definition. Clever for me is the ability to recognize truth. If you can recognize truth, you're clever. That's what cleverness means. And genius means the ability to create new truth for other people to follow.
Is it a new truth, or is it just the truth realized?
No, new truth. New truth. Because if it's realized, it means we're dealing with the past.
Well, what about a non-time bound?
Totally new. Totally genius have to be to bring about something totally new. If it is based on something else, it's not a genius. It's just changing what already exists.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite fascinating.
I've just mentioned. What is there not something like a truth that's outside of the time frame that we're living in? So, like, just an absolute truth.
Let's define the word truth. So it will be.
It wouldn't be new.
Let's define the word. How will you define the word truth?
Something that doesn't change.
Yes, it's true. So truth is the moment of creation. It's the moment of creation for as long there is no continuation. The moment of creation, the moment that there is continuation, it means there is time, and when there is time, there is change, which means it's not the truth anymore because it's change. Are you with me? So truth is the moment of creation with no continuation. And genius is someone that can bring something truth, which means genius is someone that can put the next second there, the next second there, the next second there. And the moment that you start to rely on the past, you go away from being genius. The more you are in the past, the less genius you are.
Okay. So it's a moving target then, versus something nailed down.
Exactly.
That's what we try to do.
Exactly. That's artists. I'm so at awe at artists because artists doing that. When an artist sing, when an artist play, when an artist do a performance, when an artist paint, he's doing something totally new at that 0 second. And as long as he continue to be an artist and not sit at home and eat or sleep or whatever, he is wow. And he start to deteriorate the moment that he says, okay, I'm a successful artist now. So I don't need to create any very quickly drugs and whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
I would die if I wasn't creating all the time. And I think maybe being an artist, because I'm always pushing those limits, and you're right, like I'll perform the same song 100 times, and every time I do it differently, and my brain goes, oh, what if I do this? And what if I do that? And
that genius, that's the genius. Because it's totally new. But if you were repeating something, okay, fine, I can hear it once, twice, 3 times. Okay. But the genius is that there's such genius with art that sometimes the same song, you listen to it, you hear different things.
Oh, yeah.
Because the artist put so much into it that you are not even there to see it. The creation was so amazing that you didn't dare to see it, even to hear it. You need to hear it 20 times to realize the genius in the thing. And that's like songs that never die. You find with them something, or pictures that never die, or movies, or something, some art that never die. The artist put so much truth in it, that there was so much original creation that, wow. It takes a lifetime for another person to actually fathom that truth.
Right, because it's your perception. From the outside, it's their perception, and it's your actual experience and creation.
Exactly.
And it's funny because people will say, oh, I really like your song about elephants at the circus or whatever, and I'll be like thinking in my head, I don't have a song about that. Right? They felt it, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't stop listening to it. Their experience is totally different than mine.
Exactly. Because there's so much genius, so much newness in it. And that's what creates. This is really why I'm seriously at awe with artists, because wow, so much genius.
It has its ups and downs.
Yeah, of course.
So I also have gone through my life with people going, like Stephanie's a little different. Like my family, they're like, yes, she's a little different. She makes a little bit different choices in her life. She thinks differently, or I'll say something that I think is brilliant, and everybody's at the dinner table like, what are you talking about? So we do also walk through life a little bit like that.
Yeah. And it's good because you can experience it, and it's amazing because you create it. If you create it, you can experience it. If you consider you create it, you can experience it. The only thing you cannot experience is what you consider. It's just a consideration that you did not create it.
So maybe that's why I wake up in the morning feeling like that, right? So my whole home is a playground. I mean, everything around me is built for me to do what I do and to create.
Yeah, that's why. Because a creator is a genius, and he's always in present time. Do you know what's the definition of the word present time? You know, the past we know is something that happened. The future, we know what it is, will never arrive. Yes, the future is always in the future. I don't know if you noticed. It's never arrive. Yes. So what is present time? What is now? When someone said live in the now, what is? By the time you said now, it's already the past. So how can I live in the now? By the time I decide to move the now, there's 70 nows that moved. So what is present time? That's a really interesting question, eh? I think we'll talk about it in the next interview.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Meir. This was super valuable.
Thank you. Let me just say to everyone that join us, thank you. Thank you for Swapna and Chimay and Harold and Frida and Thompson and Shaket Percy from Israel and Facebook users. We have different Facebook users that I know who they are. I don't know who they are. And then we have Swapna and lots of people. And Lisa Phillips, hi. And Sumash and Amit and more Facebook user and more Facebook user. And Pedro, of course. And more Facebook user and more Facebook user. And we have also YouTube users. And we've got Edward. And lots of people, and Gabriel and Ahmed, and lots of people. And thank you very, very much for listening to us. Thank you for being with us. And I want to tell everyone who listened that on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to have a free, totally free, something that I call the Family Academy. So in the Family Academy, you can register, by the way, you can see on the screen, meirezra.com/family. And in the Family Academy, I'm basically teaching the basic laws on relationships and how you create the best relationship with your body, with money, with your mind, with your children, with your husband. One exception, not with your wife. No, I'm joking. with anything. How to create good relationship with anything. And when you have good relationship, the beautiful thing is that good relationship bring you what you want to have. Happiness is the result of good relationship. Happiness is the result of good communication, because the only thing that you have actually is what you can communicate with. If you have a bank account full with money, but they don't let you access to it, which means there's no communication, you don't have a bank account, yes? So that's what I teach, and I really suggest that you will join. It's totally free. The only thing that I will ask you to pay me is by kisses and love, and otherwise it's free. So please join us. And Shamaya, thank you for organizing all this thing. It's amazing. And really, thank you for all the questions. And I hope that you enjoy it and that it helped you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Hello. Thank you.
Take care, Andrew.
Yeah.
Amaya.
Bye.
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 Yeah.